evening and welcome to Neopunk FM's first ever Internet Music Awards. My name is Catherine, and I'll be your eyes and ears for this evening as we celebrate some of the people who helped make tonight possible. For the first time ever, Johnny and Jupiter are letting their unpaid interns out of their cages. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Who's that coming down those stairs? Why, that looks like Gabe, sporting a Christian Dior trench even at his age. Nice to know that Zoomers have learned how to lowball even their dads on Braille. And next up, that looks like Hannah. Oh, what a beautiful shirt she has on. How lovely to see such obnoxious meat-riding behavior from an employee. Hello, Noodle. Noodle is one of those stars who won't answer the phone, he won't answer a text, he won't even pick up the bill when we go to Wingstop. You're the broke one, and yet you consistently ask for wings, Noodle. Feels like the temperature in this room has just dropped by about 20 degrees. That must mean Jake has entered the building. Look at those boots, that hair. Can you spell my digital escape reject? Now, nobody tell this one that VampireFreaks.com shut down in 2020. We've got a real fossil in the building with us tonight, an actual early 2010s hipster. How's it going, JT? Now back to Portlandia with you, JT. Your polycule is waiting. Well, I think that about wraps things up for the think tank. Who's this? Oh my goodness, it can't be. I think that's our presiding homosexual, Age, who has been, and I quote, queer-baiting bottoms since 1987. Don't adjust your television sets. It's the hot new Hollywood duo whose names are on everybody's lips, Johnny and Jupiter. I'm getting word that Jupiter is in full Balenciaga tonight. Johnny straight edge? In Deadstock D squared? Now that the actual important ones are here, it's time to start our show. Take it away, Jupiter.
Hello, all you, and welcome to the fucking Neopunk FM Internet Music Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's a very momentous occasion. You know, when me and Johnny started Neopunk FM together, we didn't think that it was going to be as big as it was. You know, this is a real blessing. Just fucking with you. We knew it was going to be exactly as big as we anticipated. You're playing right into our little mind games, and you're making us fucking moolah, baby. You know, if I could go back in time and tell the little Johnny who wanted to be the next Warren Buffett and the little Jupiter who wanted to be the next Stanley Kubrick or something, you know, what our future would really hold for us, what the reality would be, I probably would have put a gun in my mouth.
I already did.
So we invited our subscribers to vote, and vote you did. We wanted you to vote on the best and the worst, the many things that transpired over the year in music. But that's not all. We have two fantastic musical acts for you tonight, as well as one grand halftime announcement, so make sure to stay tuned. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We have the first award of the night coming at you.
When we told you to touch grass, we didn't mean it like that. If these bands never show their faces again, it's probably your fault for harassing them and then putting it on TikTok. Here are the nominees for the worst concert moments of 2023. The first nominee is Death Grips walks off after bottles and other miscellaneous objects such as glow sticks were thrown at them. Next nominee, Frank Ocean headlining Coachella 2023. Nominee number 3, Vessel from Sleep Token loses his voice on stage. Nominee number 4, the Pennsylvania House of Representatives formally recognizes 2023 as the Taylor Swift era instead of doing their jobs, I guess.
Helping the home, feeding
Yeah.
the home, helping
Doing-
the people are dying.
Yeah. Why didn't they do something about
Everything's in
that?
turmoil.
Yeah,
Everything's
it's
crazy.
yeah. And the winner is the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. I heard that the Pennsylvania House of Representatives also formally recognized all the Gaylor conspiracy theories.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, between Spotify, Rate Your Music, and Neopunk FM, we've seen some questionable new genres, we'll call them, which brings us to our second award. So here are the nominees for award number 2 of the most forced meme genre.
All right.
Okay, first up, we have POV Indie. Now, this one's interesting because it's just indie music.
Yeah.
Except Spotify, for those who don't know, Spotify, during their Spotify Wrapped, they stylized, if your most listened to genre was indie, they would stylize it as like POV : indie. The average American doesn't have any media literacy, so they thought that was like a different genre. Next nominee, Dreamo. Please stop trying to force the phrase Dreamo. It's lo-fi and it's emo, and it kind of leans into our next nominee, Zoomergaze. What a lot of people don't know about how we came up with the name Zoomergaze is it was purely a click-through rate YouTube algorithm play. I went with the name Zoomergaze not because it was cool or made the most sense, but because I thought 0.2% of people would click on it a bit more than any other name that we could probably come up with. Nominee number 4, Jerk Rap. Yabu JJ reference, not a jerk rapper. And the winner of the most forced meme genre of 2023 is POV Indie.
Let's go. POV Indie. All right.
Maybe it means penis and vagina indie, and it's like a non-binary thing.
Or maybe like pickled or vinaigrette.
Oh, that's
or,
like kind of cleaner than what I guessed.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy night so far, ladies and gentlemen, but the night has only begun, and I can guarantee you this next upcoming artist performance we have is sure to raise your spirits. That's for certain.
Absolutely. Upcoming at you right now, Neats.
Extend its hands are tugging at the fattest corner of the picture framing. The defense inventor opens the invents you out to the power. Ergonomic ride into a big purchase. Gold motion merchants demonstrating compilations. Ready to roll the union online shopping for my expectations. Ruining my aesthetics. Your ideas split me apart. I'm prosthetic. Make me change it to be flat line expand. I'm renegade, annihilate, transmorph aesthetics.
Give a big round of applause to Neats. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you, Neats. Beautiful, beautiful performance, beautiful dancing. Next up, you know him, you love him. He's my co-host. Without him, we wouldn't have Neopunk FM. We got an interview with Johnny Straight Edge.
A lot of people don't understand how much pre-production goes into making a concert or a street interview video. It's not like we're a couple amateurs here. We've been at it for a year at this point, okay? We know how to sit down, figure out what questions to ask. Is it going to be about their body count, gay son or thought daughter? Different types of people have different triggers. They have different emotional triggers, different things that get them going, okay? Different things that like make them feel goated, all right? I'm the kind of guy where if you like buried me in a chest and sunk that chest to the bottom of the ocean, you would know my shit. You would still hear me talking my shit. You know what I mean? You would like hear my shit vibrating through those gold doubloons in that chest at the bottom of the ocean that I'm in, okay? I'm not like those guys at the Real, so like sucking down Erewhon, you know? Like when I make a concert interview video, I have to be thinking like, fuck you to the audience. And it's about like my creative process. I'm not like anyone else. I can't do that. Everyone else is doing 9 to 5. That's not for me. I'm thinking with different cylinders. Like different cylinders are engaging. Like when I'm thinking, do you know what I mean? Like, do I sound like a prick right now? Or do you know what I mean? Okay. All this fame stuff, like the autograph, like the pictures, it's all bullshit. Like I'm a regular person, you know? It's not like I'm necessarily better than anyone else. I'm becoming something that's like not them. It scares people like how becoming I am. 2 words: pickup artistry. We were at a Mystery Method seminar in, I think, 2003. It works out because we're attracted to polar opposites of women. He is into like fat, ugly bitches. I'm into like beautiful women. And so we're never stepping on each other's toes. Something that Jupiter taught me, he taught me this thing called the cube game. It's like the psychology test that you do when you get to after the isolation phase on a woman. So here's what you do. You have her picture a cube in her head, and the goal is to get her to believe that the cube is as big as possible. And what's going to happen is subliminally, she's going to associate the cube with the tip of your penis. The next step involves a horse, and yes, that's also related to your penis. This ended up informing how we do music commentary in a really big way. And I've never had sex.
Now that you heard from him, let's see what the people have to think. Here are the nominees for the best Johnny Straight Edge moment. And for nominee number 1, we have Johnny interviewing Zillakami. For nominee number 2, we have Johnny pissing on the U2 plaque. Now, many of you don't know this, but originally we were both going to piss on it together, but number 1, that would be gay, and number 2, we didn't want our dicks to get caught in the reflection of it, so Johnny ended up pissing on it himself. A matter of fact, we still have it in his bathroom. We have not cleaned it since then, so it remains moldy and kind of crusted up and rusty. For nominee number 3, we have Johnny becomes a fitness influencer for 2 weeks. I gotta hand it to him. That's more than I could do for 2 weeks of almost anything in my life, so I can't really hate over here. And finally, for nominee number 4, we have Johnny flexing his chrome hearts. Let's see who we have for the winner of Best Johnny Straight Edge Moment of 2023. And now, the winner. The Best Johnny Straight Edge Moment of 2023 is Johnny pisses on the U2 plaque.
Man, I don't even know what to say. I can't believe how many people in the comments were looking for the reflection of my penis on that thing. I think both of us might piss on the mill.
My streams. editor for Neopunk FM, and this is the only way I'm able to get my message across. I had to hijack this award show, and I'm broadcasting this through an Amazon Fire Stick right now. Johnny, Straight Edge, and Jupiter have not been paying me. They've not been talking to me. Matter of fact, they haven't been feeding me. I've been locked in this room for I don't know how many months. I've never even met the Neopunk guys. They just slide discs and flash drives underneath the door, and I have to just go collect them and dump the footage. I don't even watch Neopunk FM. I hear them right now. They're filming a bracket video that's gonna get 500,000 views. I don't wanna edit that. If you're seeing this message right now, help me. I don't know what my mom looks like anymore. This is my only friend. His name is Nini. I love you, Nini. Me and Nini have sex also. Free me. Get this message across. They're coming. They're coming, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. Okay?
You know, that was a little strange. I guess YouTube must have been on autoplay or something. Don't know what that was about. We know that you guys don't come to Neopunk
Right.
just for the music.
Of course.
You come here for the people. We're a family here at Neopunk FM. The F is for family.
Yes.
It's kind of like that show, that animated series that ran on Netflix, F is for Family.
Yeah, with Bill Burr.
That had Bill Burr in it, that's right.
Yeah. You guys want to hear my Bill Burr impression?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm watching gay porn! I'm watching gay porn!
Now, here are the picks for the Neopunk FM interviewees that you all gooned to the hardest.
Yeah. And I hate that joke. That will die out in 2024. The gooning shit is so...
It's played out.
It's played out.
Nominee number 1.
Right.
The Death Grip Sky with the I Caved My Sister's Head In with the Rock shirt. The next nominee is the female manipulator girl that stabs men in their eyes and balls from the Garden video.
Right.
Next up is Jack the Hardcore Gatekeeper from the When Zoomers Go to a Hardcore concert video. There is a good plurality of our fans, of people that watch us. Maybe 10% of them, they're all like 40 to 50-year-old hardcore people. They're just like really into hardcore. And I've got no clue why they watch us, because like that's not really what we do.
No, not at all.
Like sometimes we reference hardcore.
Yeah. It's usually like
It's usually in like a really negative way.
Yeah, like we're making fun of old heads, or like how like,
Yeah.
the scene's like so fucked up, or like something.
Or like
you
just
know.
how like the music's just like not...
No, it's not it.
Yeah. There's this thing I've been doing where anytime someone references their age as being over 25, anytime they comment on one of our videos that their age is over 25, I shadow ban them from the channel. So,
Yeah.
and last but not least, we have the Deftones girl. A lot of creator friends that we have, you know, that have much bigger channels than us and more experience. They're always like, you guys got to stop making the getting an XGF at the Y concert. You guys are gonna get canceled one day.
Yep.
I don't think that's like really a thing anymore. I feel like the whole like cancel thing stopped in like 2019 to 21 probably.
Pretty much after 2020, I feel like
that's
it
when
was
people
dried
really
up.
stopped giving a shit about stuff. Also, like it's because the girls are into me. It's not like like an Andrew.
Andrew, his name shall not be mentioned. Channel blank.
Well, the girls are also kind of into it when we do it because they like get the joke and they think it's funny. They're like playing along with it.
And it's consensual, obviously.
So anyway, the winner of the best Neopunk FM interviewees.
Ooh.
Wow, that was close.
Ooh.
The Death Grips I Caved My Sister's Head In with the Rock guy.
Brilliant. Oh, you won.
Whoa.
Now, folks, I hate to break up the good joy we've been having so far. I would like to talk seriously for a second. Twink death is an extremely concerning and new epidemic that we're facing as a country. The studies and research are still ongoing, but the facts show that 1 in 5 lead singers over the age of 40 are susceptible to catching this disease.
Kind of like AIDS, but worse.
But these aren't the only people in danger of falling into twink death. Right now, somewhere in America, there's a twink dying. These scared, innocent twinks don't realize there's any hope for a better life. At the ASPB2M, we're committed to searching every dark corner to find them. Help us today to save twinks from twink death, providing medical care, food, shelter, and poppers. The situation is urgent. And for this award, much like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, we will be introducing a new challenge, raising money for the American Society of Preventing Boys to Men. We're calling it the hashtag Save a Twink Challenge.
DM a twink that you know on social media with the message, I love you, hashtag Save a Twink. And now, the nominees for the craziest twink death as of 2023. First off, Billy Corgan. You know, he started off being an American heartthrob, and now he's doing commercials for Disneyland.
I can't imagine going back in time and telling Billy Corgan that news. That I know you think you're really cool, you're a rock star now.
You're like anti-moshing back when moshing started becoming mainstream, and you were like, oh man, like we're actually too underground for people to mosh here. You know, stop it in pizza commercials. Don't do it here.
Yeah. And now you're working with Disney. You're showing your fat dad body. It's actually like crazy how fat you've become. You're showing like yourself in a tucked in shirt. It looks awful.
Nipples protruding. Next up, we have Robert Smith. Well, you know, this just goes without saying.
Right.
All goths kind of just age like and for some reason can't keep weight off. And next up, Gerard Way. He has almost reversed twink death in a way.
You know, someone like him, I think he also has a few Italian genes, Viva Italia. I know that itself is a controversial statement, but hopefully those will keep him from aging like milk.
And the last nominee is ourselves, Johnny and Jupiter from 2022 up until now. Let's find out who won. And the winner is, for the craziest twink death as of 2023, is, by a wide margin here, Johnny and Jupiter.
You know, dear viewers, I prepared a speech in anticipation for it if we had won this. And I got to be honest with you, this does hit me a little bit harder. You know, I'm at my highest weight I've ever been currently.
217.
You know, I've been having problems with body image, and it's been a long, crazy year for me. But I'd like to announce that in 2024, I will be taking action. I will be standing up for myself and not laying down on the ground and taking twink death like a bitch. I am going to be flying out overseas to have a BBL operation done.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back to the gym. Being a Neopunk FM fan is like being a fan of hearing the same joke over and over. Award number 6, the most beaten to death Neopunk FM joke of 2023. Our nominees include Meat Rider. That is, I guess, calling someone a meat rider.
Right.
We really blew our load with that one, where we just made the whole series. What was it? 4 parts? 5 parts?
4. Yeah, I believe it was like 4 something like that.
But yeah, we've only used that joke within that 5 video series. We didn't do it before or after that.
No.
But I guess like people wanted it nominated either way. Also, Male Manipulator. We're gonna keep selling those shirts until the end of time. People keep buying them, so we're gonna buy neopunkfm.com, by the way.
100%.
Now that being said, we don't have to reference the joke in every single video we make.
No.
Okay, nominee number 3. Being a Neopunk FM fan is like. Shout out to the guy in the comments that started this like 9 months ago to a year ago.
Yeah.
He put it on every single video, and eventually the unwashed masses just went along with it, and they kept like repeating it. Number 4, Tool fans being in love with the Fibonacci sequence. We made this joke 3 times. One was in the Meat Rider series. One was in Down Bad Music, and the other was in Worst Music Fan Base. The channel has really gone past just like, haha, fan base A, haha, fan base B.
Right. That being said, I mean, the joke in its nature as well was something that you'd be able to see on like Facebook music groups, like meme posting groups back in like 2017. I mean, it's like a pretty well-known...
2014, yeah.
Yeah, 2014. I mean, this is nothing like new or super crazy per se.
But no, if you're into that, you should like watch the British guy that has the Wojaks in his thumbnails.
Right. No hate to him.
Yeah, no hate. Like he's a, you know, I'm sure a pretty nice guy.
Sure.
But yeah, that's like more like an other people thing and not like an us thing at this point. So. Yeah, but anyway, let's get this over with. Let's see who won. And the winner is being a Neopunk FM fan is like blank.
In the barber shop always saying Neopunk FM like this, Neopunk FM like that. But really, what being a Neopunk FM fan is like is staying tuned for the next few minutes to not only see a huge announcement from us, but also a very, very exciting performance from our dear friend Greens on Toast.
I'm about to pull the veil back on how YouTube works and why we can't put our best content there. See, for a YouTube video to do really well and get lots of views, it has to be very broadly appealing to a mainstream audience, meaning whatever we want to say has to get oversimplified for the smooth brains to understand so that the video can do well in the algorithm. This usually stops us from being able to make content about the hyper niche and cutting edge things that our real core audience actually cares about. So we had to create our own platform, and that's what Neopunk XM is. It's where we can post uncensored content that wouldn't do well on YouTube and can be ourselves on. Right off the bat, it contains every video that we've ever deleted. But the main draw is our weekly podcast, where we can talk more about current events, our own takes, and also have guests on. Also, we have a private Discord community, separate from our public one that anyone can join, where we're personally active in and do live streams on. The next time that we make a game show or any other style of content that relies on guests or contestants, we're going to be pulling straight from the Neopunk XM server. You'll also have a say in what kinds of videos that we make next. On top of all of that, we're going to start making exclusive content just for XM that will never see the light of day on YouTube. Ultimately, joining Neopunk XM is the best way to support us. So if you want access to our podcast, uncensored videos, old deleted videos, our private community, guest star in future videos, and be the only people to watch our new exclusive content, go to neopunkxm.com. It's $6 a month, you cheap bastards.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you. This is Greens on Toast, and that was Raccoon Girlfriend.
And speaking of selling out, that brings us to award number 7, the most corporate moment in hardcore for the year of 2023. All right, nominee number 1, Knocked Loose at Coachella. They were not the first hardcore band to play at Coachella. They certainly will not be the last. I think they were doing that back in like 07, 08. That sounds about right. You know, something like that. Next nominee,
Scowl.
Doing a brand deal with Taco Bell. Yeah, I was on a bulking diet about a year ago where I ate 4 of those $2 quesadilla things they had. And it got me 2,400 calories and $8 a day. I loved it. Next candidate, next nominee, next up, in anticipation. Coming up next. All right, the one after this one. Next is, it's almost here. There's a plane passing overhead. It's jogging my memory. Turnstile performing on Jimmy Kimmel. So yeah, the winner is Turnstile on Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, hey, I honestly gotta give Turnstile their flowers. That, you know, they were able to perform and share the same stage as that guy. Yeah. Listen, if you want hardcore, you've got it. You're about to hear from the most evil man on the internet. He's worse than Dahmer. He's worse than the guy that Zac Efron played. Ted Bundy. He's worse than that guy. The BTK. He's worse than the Green River Killer. He's worse than Jimmy Salad. He's worse than Gary Glitter. He's worse than he's worse than Mao Zedong. We're moving on to dictators now. He's worse than Mao Zedong, the guy with the mustache, the guy with the other mustache. But hey, you've all been asking for him. Here he is, Jupiter.
I always thought to myself that I was going to be destined for something greater than myself. At first, that ended up being, you know, the Gagger contest down in Rhode Island. I don't know if you know that we call them that, but they're called Gaggers. Gaggers, also known as throat pulls, were what we call hot dogs in Rhode Island. So, you know, and when I flew down to Georgia, it kind of felt isolating at first. But thankfully, I was part of a group called Nationwide Throat Pull Champions. Thanks to that, you know, me and Johnny were able to meet. We met at the nearest Waffle House, and we grinded out some ideas. What I felt like when I was interviewing these people was an immaculate rush. You know, I would kind of compare it to the first time you discovered on the internet. You either got to cheat somebody, you got to hurt somebody, you have to do bad to somebody who absolutely does not deserve it. And it is a world where the most beaten and downtrodden will probably face very painful deaths. We figured, why not be the one holding the gun straight at Lassie's head? When we eventually hit videos that got 100,000, 500,000 views, it felt better than finding your childhood babysitter on Tinder and getting a swipe right. It felt better than hearing the news that the family member that you just got into a terrible, terrible, terrible car crash where their head literally splintered through the windshield and their brains were splattered across I-84. It was good. If there's one piece of advice I'd have to give all my viewers out there, give all the people that look up to me. I've told this to my closest family members. I've told this to lovers. I've told this to fans of the channel. Some have been all three. The best thing you can tell them is that if someone reaches out to you and wants your helping hand, the best thing to do is just swat it down, reject them, isolate them in your life, start running a daily schedule that makes their life absolutely intolerable. Whatever it takes, calling their boss, spreading rumors to their friends, calling their family with calls of concern, or even just intentionally giving them bad advice, and tell them to just shut the fuck up. Don't come to me again. You look ugly. Make it your mission to make their life as terrible as possible.
Holy shit. It looks like he's had work done. But you guys, seem to like him anyway. So here are the nominees for the best Jupiter moment of 2023. Number 1, interviewing Black Kray. Remember when we were in Phoenix and we could do that? Getting a Neopunk FM tattoo in Vegas in traditional Vegas fashion. He's got that IDGAF attitude. Only the craziest people get tattoos now, and like girls that are still in high school. Number 3, you'll love this one. Jupiter's fan impression. That's right, the one where it sounds like he's being Asian, but he's not. Last but not least, Jupiter hosting the Hardcore Lyric or Blank Manifesto game show. And the award goes to Jupiter hosting Hardcore Lyrics or Bleep Manifesto.
I appreciate him for letting me step up with my performance here. It was a role of a lifetime, and it really took a lot out of me, but I'm just glad to be here. So thank you, everybody.
It's good to get humbled. As one of the hosts of the show, it's good to get humbled every once in a while. Hyperpop, the most stimulating, brain-scratching, STEM-friendly music that fills the vast amount of empty space in your head. We counted your votes for the most significant hyperpop artist of 2023. First off, 100 gecs. Next up, Odatari. Next up, Jane Remover. Now, this is one that's really been gaining some traction.
100%.
Especially expanding into that Zoomer gaze sort of category that we coined and trademarked already. Underscores, they're often referred to as the thinking mans, the thinking theys, a hyperpop artist.
Right. Haven't heard literally any of their songs.
Yeah.
So.
The moment everyone's been waiting for since we announced this category a few seconds ago. Minus, when we were collecting the votes.
We just had to yap.
We had to yap. The winner is 100 gecs. Hey, if you're watching this channel, you sure as hell know that we're going to keep figuring out how to force them into our content in one way or another because they're one of the highest fidelity groups with our audience. Listen, we have a very eclectic fan base, people that listen to all sorts of music, whether it's rap or indie or hip-hop or independent music or like the underground scene or like acoustic guitar music.
Is he acoustic?
Is he acoustic? He could be.
Right.
What we decided to do was create this category, the worst bar, the worst lyric of 2023. First off, you're gonna find out that it's on site like www, on site like .com. Put a baby in you, you a hot mom. That was Drake off of Virginia Beach. I was thinking.
Yeah, it could have been written by Virginia Woolf.
It could have been written by Virginia Woolf. That's right.
As Morrissey would say, one of the last international playboys.
Yeah, that's so true.
So
next nominee, I Just Need the Wood Like Fortnite. Yeah, that was by Doja Cat.
Look, Doja, we know what we're trying to say is we know you're an online kid just like us. You came from, like, you were definitely watching Content Cop back in the day. You wore a Sam Hyde shirt.
Yeah, we know what's. We also know that you're like doing that on purpose to like signal like what in group you want to be a part of. But anyway, number 3, I Just Got This Hoe from the Middle East. She Israelian. That was Destroy Lonely, his feature off of Ken Carson's Singapore.
Right.
It's very brave of him to be talking about what's going on right now.
Who knows? Is Lone a Zionist?
And the winner is I Just Need the Wood Like Fortnite.
Yeah.
From social commentary about music to concert interviews with the people who are at those concerts who may or may not be on FBI watch lists to the more philosophical, heady cultural analysis. Neopunk FM has ventured through many uncharted waters, for better or for worse. The most loved and most hated Neopunk FM videos of the year. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to announce the winner. I have it right here in my hand for the best and worst. The winner is Down Bad Music. I got to be honest with you guys. This video is probably the easiest come up of my life.
Easy.
We just hit record and just recited like jokes and memes that we stole from you.
Yep.
And just used like 2016 Wojaks.
That also came from you.
That we also took from you.
Yeah.
We gave you the best. Now here's the worst. And the winner for the most voted worst Neopunk FM video of the year is the 100,000 subscriber special.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where they're like, oh, which one is like the worst, but like worst like in a bad, good movie way.
It's kind of like how when you say like bad, like good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like oh that's bad, or like that's a bad ting.
Yeah.
A bad, like it means a good ting.
Bad man, bad ting.
Yeah. Bombaklat. Wagwan. But now the moment everyone's been waiting for, people are always giving us shit. They're always like, oh, it's so easy for you guys to like make fun of people, to make fun of this type of music or this type of music.
Right.
I want to see, what music you're into. So, we can talk about that.
Right. And you know what, guys? After some deep consideration, we're just going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to blow the lid off of our whole operation and talk about our actual unironic favorite songs, bands, and albums.
Ladies and gentlemen,
without further ado, my favorite song and artist of the year